Hi, this is Josh from the Charleston Englund Marine in Charleston, Oregon. Phone number here is 541-888-6723. Today we're going to talk about lingcod fishing from the bank. This is a relatively new system. We're going to use a bobber. It really works well. You lose very little tackle and you catch a lot of fish. To go over the location, we're going to be doing this primarily on the north and south jetty. You can access this coming off of Coos Head Road, or you can come into the store and we'll give you directions, show you how to get there. You can come, and then the north side is a little bit tougher. You will in fact have to access this from the sand road. It does require an OHV permit. Again, if you need directions, come on in or give us a call at 541-888-6723. So let's go over the equipment a little bit. You're going to need a longer, super sensitive and lightweight rod. It doesn't have to be super expensive. These are the new Douglas LRS rods. Englund Marine is always looking for the best valued rods out there. We really got fortunate. This company actually approached us. Great rods, great components. They look classy, super nice. That would be one of them. That's the 9-footer in the spinning setup. This happens to be the HMX made by Fenwick. It is a good rod, real similar components. The reason that we're using this one is it seems to be the one that I had rigged up for the day. This would be a great rod to use for this setup. So again, we're using a slip bobber rig. We're going to have 30-pound braid on our spinning reel. Color doesn't matter. The fish aren't going to see the color. I prefer the brighter ones so I know exactly where my line is. Remember, we're going to be standing on rocks. I want to know where everything is at the right time. It's important to use a large bobber. This happens to be a 3-ounce dink style made by Danielson. Very inexpensive. It doesn't hurt to lose it. It comes with your bobber stops and the beads in the package. Of course, you'll need a bobber stop. The rope ones work great for this. A swivel. I prefer to use the mooching style pre-tied leaders. They're easy, they're fast. I can change them out quick. Again, we're going to come back to the squid oil for this. I don't know what it is about the squid oil in our bay, but lately it has been the go-to. Some days some work better, but this one has been the most well producing. So we're going to pretend that this is a green label herring. You can, I like to use the big ones. I use squid, octopus, herring. Any of the frozen baits work really well for this. This is primarily going to be a springtime fishery for us. It does work well during our summer months also, but it really shines in the spring, the February, March, April time frame. To rig it, we're going to have our line passed through all the eyes on the rod, ready to go. The first piece to go on is the bobber stop. It has a hollow tube. You're going to pass this through, giving yourself plenty of line. Then you're going to remove the black tube from the rope. That goes in the garbage. You see that? I made that. In the garbage. Then you take both threads and pull her nice and tight. I actually leave these things on there because it's not like steelhead fishing where you're going to be casting this a long ways. You're just simply going to be casting it out. You want to be right there in the rock line. That's where the fish are hanging. That's where they're going to be. This will come with, like I said, it comes with its own bobber stop, its own beads. It's really bright. You can see it. You can see the fish. You know, anytime it gets picked up, you can see the fish taking it. If for some reason this bobber stops moving, just set the hook, because half the time these things will take them up and grab it and they won't take it under. You're going to take your beads that are provided, take one of them out of there. Slide that onto the line next. you're going to put your bobber. You want the colored end to go on first. Grab the end. Then you're going to come down and we're going to use the same knot, the polymer knot that we showed in the first videos. Fold it over. Give yourself plenty of tail on the back end. Do an overhand knot with a nice long loop. Open up the loop. Pass the swivel through. Grab the main line, pull it tight. Grab the tag line, give it a quick tug. Get your snippers. These things work great. Inexpensive. It's called the boomerang tool. This will actually cut the braid perfect every time. No fooling around trying to rub it on a knife, trying to get it to cut. This part's kind of important. It doesn't seem to matter the leader size. These can be big fish. I mean, people have caught some very large fish out here. What I'm saying is important is don't buy the slip one. The slip one doesn't seem to work near as well as the fixed tide. So then you're simply just going to unravel. When I say simply, I mean just like that, instead of how it was doing it. Start from the leader side and just unroll them. Okay, you got a nice long leader. I generally like to cut them off. I like to take about 8 inches off of them, just because I know our rocks around the area. And our rocks typically, this gives you the best fit. It gives you a little bit of bobber slide, enough to be able to have your bait roll into where the fish are holding, and it gives you enough to keep you from hanging up. You're gonna pass the line through twice. The knot's fairly important. You're going to stick your finger into the loop, pull her down, wrap it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pass it through both loops. Cinch her down. Again, remember a little moisture. You're going to pull it tight. It gives you a very strong, very clean knot. Take your boomerang, the best money you'll ever spend. Snip off the end, nice and clean. Now, let's reel up a little bit of slack. This is where this long rod comes in handy here. Okay, we're going to take the first hook. Here's your first hook. Okay, the tail hook. You go under the gill plate, under the spine, push her through, pull it out. Then you're going to take the first hook and you're going to bring it up under the backbone, like so, so that the hook end is exposed. Then you're simply just going to go under the backbone at the tail, pull it through. There is the perfect lingcod rig. It's a little different than what you're doing for salmon. You'll see that the line actually crosses over. It just seems to give them, and remember, when it's not in a rubber fish, it'll actually sit back a little bit. It gives a great scent. You're simply going to open the cap, fill the gills with, fill the stomach with the squid oil, coat it. And then it's as simple as setting your depth correctly. You'll notice that the bobber now slides up and down, just like we did with our steelhead fishing. I start off with it about 10 inches above, and I fish that first water column, and I allow it to drift perpendicular to the jetty, and then I go out to the second water column, which is approximately 5 foot deeper, and you can actually go really deep and allow this thing to fish down to about 30 feet deep, just simply reeling the bobber stop onto your reel. Again, you're doing this from the bank. It can be done from the boat. It's effective both ways. It just gives the bank guy a whole better presentation where he's not losing as much gear. If you have any questions on this, feel free to call us. You can reach us direct at the Charleston store at 541-888-6723. Thank you.